seed Dallas. That's it. Those are the only losses.
And they don't have a win. And you've only lost 4 times, so they're
That's
putting
how
it
competitive
together.
it is out here, guys.
Absolutely. The parity at the top of the league is getting just really intense.
Well, and you got to peak at the right time, right? Like Dynasty on Friday and Saturday was playing amazing. On Sunday, they weren't peaking. The other teams were peaking.
And they only lost the Russians by 1 point.
Yeah.
They went Mercy Rule win against ML Kings, and then against Impact, and then against Damage, and then lost the Russians by 1. They just got their new guns. I was in the Dynasty pitch yesterday for the practice, and out of all the teams that I saw, and Rab, I'd love to get Rich your input. I know you guys saw some practices too. They looked the most focused and intense. Everyone was focused and intense. Dynasty seemed to be really ready to win a tournament again. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen on this particular layout, because this layout could get a little bit crazy. Could play fast, could play slow. Rich, what are your thoughts?
I would argue that Tyler was very intense, but not very serious.
Okay, all right.
I think this is going to be a fun field for us today. Like we talked about a little earlier before we got on camera.
Yes.
You never know how a field's going to break down, and the field changes. The field stays the same, but the play changes as the event goes on, because obviously the stakes go higher and higher, right? And you've got less margins for error. So I think today and tomorrow we're probably going to have some entertaining games on this field. It's probably going to go pretty fast to the snake side, especially if you win the breakout over here. But on Sunday, I think we're going to have a grinder. I think it's going to have 1 to 2, 2 to 2, like real close, real long, real hard points.
I definitely agree. You can see the schedule on your screen. This is a big event for the Los Angeles Ironmen. They made Sunday in Vegas. Then they go to Texas. They take 8th. And then unfortunately for them, they took 14th at the last event. It is a rebuilding year, but they feel really strong to get Damian Ryan back. He is going to be starting out here. Big event for the Los Angeles Ironmen. They definitely have a pretty solid starting 5. And on this layout, I think they got a decent chance, but they got a really tough day. They have Houston Heat and Dynasty today. Again, you can see they're on your screen. These are all Central Time. We are in Chicago. Let's talk about DMG and Elevation. We got about a minute and a half before the start of this first Dynasty Ironman point. Sacramento DMG, a 17th at the first event. That's not how they wanted to do, but then they come to Texas and they take 7th. And then 13th at the last event. So, and they're taking on Elevation. Elevation is sitting dead last right now, Rab. This is a really big event. I talked to Hal Vanta. They picked up a couple guys. He feels pretty strongly about their snake side. Feels that this is, on this layout, Richie just talked about, snake side, strong side. Center could be a little bit crazy. We will see potentially some landmine plays out there. And that D side's going to be more slow developing.
This event, they have to make Sunday if they do not want to get relegated. There's no options. They have to do it.
I just like the
have
matchup.
to do it.
I like the matchup that they're playing each other instead of playing one of these two teams, so they get a good
Little
solid,
warm-up.
solid read for them. Like Ironman and Dynasty are pretty closely matched. I think Elevation's also, and that match is pretty evenly matched.
Well, I talked to Hal Vanta, who's the leader of that squad, and he didn't mince any words about it. I said, hey, this is a pretty big test for you. It's a really important 2 events for you guys. You guys really need to pick it up. He's like, we know what we got to do. We know how important these next 2 events are going to be. It's going to start today. Here we go. First point, San Diego Dynasty taking on the Los Angeles Ironmen. Dynasty on your left, Ironman on your right, and right into the snake. The Ironman going to take snake 1, go right past that spot. Looks like that mirror gets moved up, but it's Kyle Spica. He's going to wrap around. Does not get a shot on Tyler, and then he gets blown to bits. So
I love Tyler Harmon as his first snake guy. 6'9".
Tyler played great in the snake form at the last event, so no surprise that they're starting Tyler Harmon here on the snake side. As again, San Diego Dynasty was outstanding at the last event, but getting knocked out in the semifinals. He almost got caught though by Spica. Did you see Spica beat him there?
And when I like the fact that Spica went to that 50 to try to catch him, didn't just sit back and wait.
Yeah. If he had just wrapped around a little bit quicker, he might have caught Tyler on that transition. But hey, man, this is paintball, and it's about a game of fraction of micro inches sometimes. And now Tyler Harmon's at the 50-yard line here at the snake, and he's wrapping around. There goes another body for the Los Angeles Ironmen.
Damian Ryan's in the center 50 for the Ironmen. Giving the Ironmen the only little wink of chance here. It's 3 on 5. Oh,
Damian Ryan, Damian Ryan comes up and just absolutely blasts Tyler Harmon. But then he gets set up for a run-through. Still was a nice kill. He knew that angle, but he gets taken out by Alex Rodriguez, who was on fire and almost won the Top Gun at the last event. And then now Marcelo Margot, who's back. Marcelo Margot fresh off another knee injury, but he said he feels as strong as he ever has as he took a little bit of time off. The Dynasty trying to clear out this point. And here comes Trevor Reeser. I saw him walk in the field. This could be a good field for Trevor Reeser, because in these scrambles, when the bodies start to drop, this is when he plays his best paintball, but it's not going to be this point, as jumping through the gap. And
There's a 2-on-2, and Trevor went up there and was just kind of all by himself. missed his first shot on the wrap on the Dorito and then played 2-on-1 as the other Ironman
He
guy
gets
just sat
taken
back
out.
and
So
watched him.
here comes Marcelo down the Dorito side.
One-on-one.
It was a one-on-one.
Wow, so this is, we talked about how this field could get a little crazy here. First point,
And
we're already seeing
with
it.
those big center bricks, you're going to lose bodies. You know, you're going to be like, I think it's a 3-on-1, maybe it's a 1-on-1. I don't really know.
Well, the communication is going to be huge. I talked to some of the 2s and the 3s yesterday, and they can't always see who's in front of them. Alan Golding is the last player left alive for the Ironmen, and he was their MVP from Texas. And he's one of the best
he just
gunfighters
takes
in the
him
league,
out.
and he's going to win the one-on-one. So Alan Golding continues to impress out here. He's playing the best paintball of his career. He's been on the squad now for multiple years. He's our first Dutch pro player here in the States and earning his keep yet again as he hits that buzzer to put the first point on the board. And what a beautiful one it was here for Alan Golding.
Yep.
And we talked about this yesterday, Matt, that Dynasty had the body advantage. Looked like they were in control at this point, and that middle will change the way this plays out. And Damien traded out there with Alex Rodriguez, and Trevor goes up, gets caught slipping, and here we go, one-on-one.
That first point was a great potential example of what we could see, at least through the prelims.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least through the prelims, as everyone's starting to figure these angles out here on center court. Yes, everyone practiced yesterday, but just a fraction of an inch here or there, as we saw with Spica. Spica almost got the drop on Tyler Harmon, but then he got shot, and then the chaos set in.
And then
moves
Damien
back and
got
forth.
the move on Tyler.
Yeah,
and then Alex got the move on Damien.
And then Arturo had to get the move on Trevor.
What I do like is everyone that's coming out of that little center bunker has at least 30 hits on them when they come out. So it's going to be an entertaining
Just for
weekend if they
old-time's
keep
sake.
going up there. Yeah,
So now
they're paying for it, boys.
DMG taking on Elevation, and
No one's going anywhere.
looks
man.
like and we're going to see tons of bodies flood into the snake off the break. I was talking to people yesterday, maybe 80% of the time we're going to see bodies flood in there. But DMG is going to hold up here early, going heavy guns. Looks like a clean 5-on-5 break for both squads, but better ground, more ground taken for Elevation here on the right-hand side in the green and black jerseys.
And here he goes. He's hit, and here comes a penalty.
First penalty is going to be assessed here on Elevation.
And they lose a body at the same time, so Elevation's down to 2 players left. DMG loses their first player, so it's a 4-on, and they lose another, so it's a 4-on-1 or a 4-on-2 here. DMG is firmly in control of this point.
Not the way you want to start the first point of the day, first point of the event for Elevation.
I couldn't see if that penalty was either on
snake.
Mark Barolo.
Snake guy.
Okay, so Mark Barolo just got picked up to play the snake. Gerber's trying to clear the field here as that penalty really cost Elevation.
Well, if you get picked up to be the first snake guy and you get shot your first point, you don't want to leave, right? It looks bad. So you try to play a little bit longer. You
what
hope maybe
did
the
is
referee
you said,
misses
you know
it.
what, I don't want to leave, but let's take some of my friends with me.
Well, no, yeah, you can blame it on somebody else. If there's 2 walking off at the same time, he doesn't know who got the penalty. Like, hey, there's only a 50% chance that's my penalty.
I like when the guys walk in. Who got the penalty? And they walk in.
Just
and
head down.
Neither one of them will say a word.
Yeah, both of us heads
We'll look
down.
him in the eye.
I'm not saying it. I want to throw my friend.
I'm
in the
gonna
bus.
talk. I'm gonna talk about it after the game, though.
Just pretend like nobody said anything. I need some pods and some
Someone
more
give me
air.
some paint right now.
Yeah, so it was Mark Barolo on the snake. Kerr also got a start here. Kerr coming, former Aftershock player. He's played for the Outlaws, but now with Elevation.
He gets
I
around.
believe he got shot in the goggles, so I think that 3 bodies came off. Kerr getting shot, and then the penalty on Barolo. So
Yeah, Kerr got caught going up the gut.
just
And so
a-
he was turning around as the snake guy was getting his penalty.
well, that was a real easy one for DMG. Now
I don't-
jumping
I
back
don't know
in
if
here.
He's gonna make it.
Ooh,
A-Rod.
Alex Rodriguez is going to have to
Maybe.
sprint in there just in time.
Wow.
That's a
got
pro.
Wow.
There
half
we
a
go.
second
Snake
to
on the
spare.
break again for Spica.
Yeah, we're going to see Spica in there
Now he's holding back a little bit.
constantly. Ryan Greenspan on the delay. He floods into the snake too. Spica is up and over the top of the second mini wall over here.
Damien Rhinos up in the center 50. Ironman playing more aggressively than here in Dynasty in both of these breakouts.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are flooding bodies towards the snake side, but with Spica, with his speed, just a little bit quicker here than San Diego Dynasty to get in position. And it's a good, clean break for both squads. You can see there Spica, number 5 for the Los Angeles Ironmen.
This, I think, is where the snake kind of slows down, though, right where Spica and Greenspan are, because from here, you're safe. You can shoot down the tape. You can shoot inside. You have lots of options. As soon as you go forward to that brick, as soon as they know you're there, they're going to come get you.
Yeah.
So it's like you almost need to have 2 guys over there. One guy so you can send the first guy to clear it out. The second guy can go up and make sure they don't get back in it for you.
And repositioning to get into those spots to make those moves is
And
going to be
here goes
crucial here.
Ironmen are now on the 50 Dorito.
Yep, so they got this whole 50 line all crossed up, and they take out 2 on the left side. So Dynasty's walking off 2 players.
See,
Blake-
Dynasty's playing a little
Blake
bit.
Garber.
Yeah,
Blake and
Dynasty's
Yosh.
sitting back 2 back.
Yeah,
Sit
Blake.
back here.
They are, a little bit. I mean, they're definitely taking some ground, but trying to win those gunfights. And Ironman now going to let Ryan Greenspan get up here to the 50. He's going to wrap around and try to potentially run through and shoot Kyle. No one's really stopping him, putting any pressure. I don't think anyone picked this move.
Damien's waiting for him,
for him.
Oh, yeah, Damien is waiting for him right there at that center, and he's going to back off and try to put
And
Damien
Trevor's
in.
behind Spica, too.
Tactical retreat for Ryan Greenspan, but he gets taken out, so looking like could be another point. Here comes Kyle Spica as he's going to put a couple extra bonus balls on his former teammate.
Yeah, he definitely gave a couple extra in the face here. I guess Alex didn't get him.
And then Trevor Reeser, who's the punisher for the Ironman, also puts a couple extra on Alex Frazier. And it's going to be 2 points in a row here for the LA Ironmen.
Dynasty's going to have to change something up because what they're doing is not working. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not working.
2 points in.
At least from this preliminary match, I'm a little more excited because it looks like if you press the advantage on this field, if you play a little bit aggressively early, then it pays off because it makes it really hard to get out of that pocket and get into those 50s if they get to those 50s.
The last time that these two teams met each other, it was in Las Vegas, and Dynasty took that win in the wild card match 3-2. So.
Well, and man, there's a lot of teams out here. Obviously, it's a pretty tight-knit community. We all know each other. But out of everyone, these two teams know each other probably the best. They've all played on each other's teams. They've all lived with each other. They've shared girlfriends and wives. I don't want to get into too many intimate details, but hit me up online, and I'll let you know who did what.
I mean, I didn't want to gossip, but yo, hit me.
I didn't want to
slide
gossip,
into the DM, and I'll let you know what's the deal. So, Thomas Kim getting checked out. Looks like the point is going to be approved, and now DMG with a 1 point lead, spilling back out on the field. Play this next point against Elevation, as they're going to send Mazurek and Howe, Barolo. So Mazurek plays the D side, Barolo the snake side. Looks like Kerr's coming back out to play another point as well, too. It's been a lot of roster roulette for Elevation.
Ageless Wonders going out there.
Yep. Shane Howe.
Shane Howe.
That gives DMG a huge advantage. When you can have a guy on the field with 400 years of experience, I mean, he's seen it all.
Yeah.
Let's get a look here at the My Fan Wagon Fantasy Paintball predictions. Hopefully you got your picks in.
Not
there
very
are
many Ironman fans
guns
out
to
there.
win. Yeah, wow, the Ironman,
Guys,
a giant underdog.
Guys, come on, man.
With how well Dynasty played last event, I definitely understand, though. I mean, that's not the boldest pick in the world, but
so
here we go.
I don't really understand sports very well, other than the few that I'm associated with. But do you vote for the team that's going to win or your team? Because I'm always voting for my team. I'm always voting for my team.
So now Elevation making it into the snake here off the break and on the delay up to the center.
And DMG did lose their first player on the rear
Depends on
side.
if there's money at stake.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
Because
now
if
that
there's
makes
money at
sense to me.
stake, you probably should
right.
pick the team you think is going to win.
But here's Elevation moving on the snake side of DMG.
Oh, I love
Put
it.
a shot in the middle
Love
here.
it.
They trade out.
But he goes forward, and I love it.
Hey,
that's what Elevation needs to do. They can't sit back against DMG and try to gunfight these guys.
Now they got a 4-on-3 advantage with good field advantage still in the middle of the field there. So
they lose
a
one.
player.
Slow to come out.
Yeah, that was a nice move by Sean Cohen for Elevation over here on the snake side. One of the new guys picked up. Playing the pro squad here. Now on the counter moves, though, DMG taking the 50 with Shane Howe.
Yep.
As Elevation survivability an issue here as they're losing bodies, and that's going to allow Shane to wrap around and get that inside shot crossfield and get that kill as a confirmed kill for Shane.
Shane Howe holding it down. Yeah, Elevation is just sitting in their gunfights for too long. You know, that guy got caught over the top gunfighting, and that, you know, when you're down a body and you're down a point, you got to play a little bit tighter than that. You can't afford to lose bodies like that.
And that's always kind of that tough tactical decision you have to make. Are we going, or how much are we going to risk putting bodies forward?
Well, and I'm thinking of
risk versus reward.
I'm thinking what you said earlier, that Hal said, "Hey, I just picked up a couple new snake guys, and I have a lot of confidence in them." And it's tough, man. You're coming out here with a couple new guys on the squad, putting him probably the toughest position on the field, the snake, and then, yeah, those guys are going to try to do what they got to do to win, and you know they probably haven't played a lot at this level, so it's challenging, man. DMG is not hanging the flag. I guess they're going to be up by 2 points, so they might as well just burn as much of this time. Elevation's probably so busy trying to figure out what they need to do for the next point, they haven't noticed that the time's clicking down.
I was just about to say the same thing.
And they might be actually using this as a mini timeout.
If they would look up, if they would look up here, oh, here they go. I was going to say, if they look up here, I would signal them. They're talking about it now. They're talking about, I'm going to hit the button.
Let's hit the button.
I'm just going to hit the button.
Well, still lots of time left, 12:06 on the clock, but
and it probably gave him 10 seconds, 15 seconds to say, hey, what's happening here?
Hey, don't die.
Guys,
don't die.
We know it's at stake. We need to play better real fast.
Elevation.
The rest of that bracket isn't going to be fun.
Elevation sitting in last place, and they are in the bracket of death. Dynasty, Ironman,
Why
DMG.
does there always have to be a bracket of death, for God's sakes?
Well, it really depends on who shows up, but I mean, when we drew these out of the trophy and we're looking at that specific one, it was like, whoa, man, that's going to be tough. So,
grudge match here with Ironman and Dynasty.
yeah, well, Rich, like you were talking about, when these guys get between the nets, there's not a lot of love lost here. I mean, it's going to always be a match that they want to win. This is SoCal Pride right here. This is the first game of the tournament. You want to set the precedent. You want to get the momentum flowing. And again, big year for both these squads. It's been a year and a half since, or almost 2 years now since Dynasty's won an event. I think it was 2017 in Vegas. And it's been a long time, almost
Isn't
10.
it weird to say that, though? That it's been so
almost
long
is
since they've won
weird,
an event?
But they play, I mean, they're getting close. For the Ironmen, they've been through multiple rebuilds, but I think it's been 10 years. So this is a huge event. Make no mistake. And first one, it looks like
Marcelo.
Yeah, Marcelo's the first
yeah.
to walk off from that D side.
Ironman calling that G1 from the D side. And man, you lose bodies over there on the Dorito side, it's real hard to get back out over there.
Did you guys see who made that kill? Because there's a lot of bounce shots on that D side.
That I did not. Up here goes Alex Rodriguez getting taken out as well. So Dynasty's down 2 players, 5-on-3 advantage right now.
Ironman are kicking some butt.
Yeah, the Dynasty boys need to tighten it up a little bit here. They're down by 2 points, down by 2 bodies right now. 5-on-3 situation. Ironman rolling their guns and talking it up. Here comes Arturo Andrade as he is going to get trade out with Kyle Spica. That's a good trade, though, for Kyle.
Yeah, good trade for Kyle. G3 ball 1. Ironman calling they shot 3. They lost 1. Dynasty in a tough spot now, especially that little corner.
Yeah.
That's a tough bunker to fight out, man. Rab and I, actually, the 3 of us could not play that corner.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to make that one.
Maybe
Matt, you okay? No. Rab, you okay over there? No, I'm not. I'm not. Get me out of here.
I'm too fat for this
I
spot.
think I'm cramping. I would say that Rusty's probably should buzz this buzz. It's a 3-on-2 or 4-on-2 here.
Rich, if I'm the Ironman, I would slow play this as much as
I know.
possible.
Suck
It's a
that clock up.
4-on-2. Burn as much of this time off as you possibly can. Now, we are talking about Tyler Harmon and Ryan Greenspan, and this field could produce some low body situation wins. Heard a lot about that in practice. Guys running 3-on-5s and the 5 not able to get in through the 3 guns.
Right.
Those are crucial drills. If you're not running those at practice, you are not doing everything you're supposed to be doing to win tournaments.
Yeah, Ryan thinks for sure there's a guy in that center X somewhere, so he's kind of hesitant to go forward without finding that guy. So he's going back and forth, probing to try to find where that guy in the center X is.
Little tactical retreat here from Ryan. He went up to explore, like Rich was saying, just seeing what's in there, and then now going to go back.
Just put the tip in, saw how it felt, didn't like it, came back out, looking inside. I mean, Ryan and Tyler can cross up here and hold the Ironman back, but the Ironman up by 2 points, so it's not the best strategy. And as a coach over there, at some point, Rusty's going to have to be like, listen, guys, either go forward or get off the field because we only got so much time, man. It is only a 3-on-2, so it's tough for Rusty to do that in this situation with all the confidence he has in his guys. But Ironman can afford to just sit here and wait it out. Now it's a 3-on-1. He should definitely bring it down. There he goes. Yeah.
Well, Rusty gave his boys a chance, but it did not work out for him.
Ryan was trying.
And Ryan was playing lots of bunkers over here.
Back and forth.
But it cost him about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. And and that's when you need a guy like Ryan probably in the pit for X Factor. Like, nah, I'm not giving you that 2 minutes. Sorry, man.
Yeah, Ryan Brandt would not have done that.
And me, with the confidence I had in Ryan, because Ryan was trying, I probably would have given him the 2 minutes too, man.
Well, we are talking about Tyler Harmon and Ryan Greenspan.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, even with Ryan Brand, for X Factor, who's the quickest on the buzzer in the league, even though it's Archie or Colt out there together.
Doesn't matter.
If it's 4-on-2, and he's like,
boring.
nope, sorry, boys.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah, let's go back to 5-on-5.
I'm going to go with the numbers, saving time.
You can see this nice replay here with Kyle Spica. That was a great trade. I'll take a 4-on-2 over a 5-on-3.
Any day. Anytime you're up on bodies and you can get that trade, get that trade. Easy math.
Right,
Elevation and DMG. DMG taking a different route, running outside of the little wall on the snake side and get to that position. Looks like a core sample going in there.
A little core sample, but here he goes to the 50 right away. So elevation snake 1.
I like it that he's immediately running forward, going forward.
That's Mike Urena, who's playing against his former squad. So this is
talking
about grudge matches a little bit.
Making him pay.
You know, Mike Urena getting picked up from DMG.
DMG drops another body. Elevation having their first chance here in this match. 4-on-3 situation here.
Cal Vanta makes
his,
up to the center structure, and he's now going to wrap around, look snake side, try to shut that side down.
Yeah, but he lets the snake guy fill because he's playing at 210. He wasn't shooting his gun. He was waiting for the guy to go. I don't even think he saw him go. He's still waiting on that gap.
Didn't wrap around enough, and it's Gerber. So Gerber's in there and has to deal with Hal Vanta's gun.
Hal sees him now, though.
Hal's now gonna go more to the inside. Yeah, it goes across.
Elevation with 4, DMG with 3 here.
Goes
DMG,
back, taps the little bunker,
trying to sucker him into a gunfight.
Moves across.
He gets across the gap. Refs are looking at him. Looks like he's okay.
Hey, Gerber had to work hard to get there, but he's at the 50-yard line now.
Yeah, and he can wrap and just start putting heat on these. Oh, Hal, great move by Hal. Goes right through the gap. That's what he needed to do, man. Great
him out,
move, Hal.
shoots him in the back and stays alive. So now it's 4-on-2 advantage
4-on-2,
now.
yeah. Now the players for Evolution that are sitting in the back watching Hal play paintball need to get involved in the game because there's 3 guys across the back line. Here goes the first guy up the gut. That's good. Elevation with 2 guys in the center, 50 down. It looks like they immediately lose their first guy, though. Kerr waited way too long. Got to get up there sooner.
So that's a tough death for Kerr. Vanta's still in a really good spot here, past the 50-yard line.
Yeah, the problem
looking
with
to lock that snake side down.
The problem with Hal's spot, though, Matty, is it's defensive, right? So he's the only one killing bodies, and DMG's down on bodies, so they're not attacking right now. So Hal's basically not using his gun.
However, there's 10 minutes left. They're down by 2, so you're definitely right. But there's still 10 minutes, and they're up by 1 body.
Yeah.
So, I definitely want him to ride a little bit on the aggressive edge because they need the points. However, he's in the most important spot right now.
Well, and at least now he's got someone shooting at him. Before he had no one shooting at him, so I was like, hey, man, you're not doing anything.
Oh, he's going to take the big move. He comes through and he gets one. Does he get the other one?
Even if he doesn't get him, I'm going to give him the clap because that was the move.
Oh,
And he gets him.
He gets Halberd.
Nice. Hey, great game, Hal. Great game.
Oh, and a major
red.
penalty is going to be assessed.
DMG.
Oh, no, I think it's going to be on Elevation.
Oh, that's too bad.
So that is
man.
So what
Sorry to hear
looked to be a nice move from Hal Vanta to try to break this point open and keep his team in this game. Again, they need it. They're sitting in 20th place right now. As you can see, the frustration kind of sets in as Barolo's walking off, looking at the ref, shaking his head, going, oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know what the penalty was.
He got it.
It looked like Hal was okay, but it maybe got caught.
Oh, let's look at this replay. So here comes Hal Vanta as he comes through. And from this angle, I couldn't see if he had a shot on maybe in the groin area. Couldn't quite see on that replay. So, but the penalty was definitely assessed on Hal Vanta. Major penalty. 2 bodies come off. That destroys the point, and that's going to give DMG a 3-point lead. So similar situation here in these matches.
Yeah, I thought the Elevation DMG match would be a little closer.
I did too. I thought both of these matches would be
I
close.
I thought this match would be closer.
I was looking at this one, sitting here before we went live, and I'm like, oh, this should be some good games.
I thought this was going to be like a little bit of a back-and-forth bloodbath.
So there's the slow down replay, and again, from this angle, kind of tough as we rewind it a little bit, and look at that groin area. There's definitely some yellow there. So that's on his left leg, maybe inside thigh.
Yeah, you can see the gap he's running through. I mean, it's a pretty big
gap.
It's pretty hard for that Dorito to miss
maybe
him.
Right when he left the structure.
Yeah, we didn't need another angle for that.
20 seconds.
So digging themselves a little bit of a hole here. Dynasty now going to be on your right-hand side. We're looking at their starting line. There's a split screen breakout. This game brought to you by Dye Precision. Check out the new Ironmen guns that just came out. Also, they have pretty sweet jerseys they just dropped, too.
Yeah, they were supposed to send me one of those new guns, and they never did. I don't know what's going on.
I'm definitely getting one of those new jerseys, just for old time's sake. So now Dynasty with a 3-point deficit here. They're going to lose Ryan Greenspan and Alex Frazier.
Trevor Reeser's walking off as well for the Ironmen, but Ironmen have lost another player too, so it's 3-on-3, but Ironmen are on full attack right here. Take out another Dynasty player on the Dorito side.
It looks like Ironman also losing another body. It is a 3-on-2 situation right now in favor of the Ironmen again. 7:04 on the clock as Blake taking the walk. And these teams are going to have to reposition. Kyle Spica looking forward here on the snake side as he's going to get into the 50. And here comes Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah. Spica's got to press the advantage here before Alex gets up or out. Kyle can't wait. He's got to press the advantage.
He's just wants to be safe, but it looks like the towel is going to be thrown in for San Diego Dynasty.
Ironman's first point there. They look like they didn't have all the answers. Took them a little time to get together, maybe 30 seconds longer than they should have.
Wait, did you say the Ironman's first point?
No. First point, it took Spica a little bit in the 50 to kind of wrap and get it going. I thought he was going to wrap and start just dropping the hammer. He did not.
Because I thought the Dynasty just conceded that point,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
okay.
and they conceded it fast.
I think you confused both of us there.
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
like, wait a
sorry,
second.
guys. Sorry.
Rich, the score is 4-0. I saw you drinking coffee. I know you had some caffeine this morning. Oh, you're out of the coffee.
I'm
out of coffee,
that was the frustrated Rich face. Can we get our grip to get Rich some more coffee, please? Thank you.
We have grips.
We don't. Oh, that was a lie. Sorry.
That would be cool, though.
I just wanted
I
to.
like the fact that you said
You're
it.
smiling now.
Yeah,
You're smiling.
yeah.
See how we switched it up?
Yeah, honestly, I thought that point was going to go a second or two longer there, and I was like, Kyle's going to wrap it, and conceded. I'm like,
They took one of his kills away.
yeah.
So now with DMG going heavy guns and elevation.
All the way to the 50 Dorito. Wow, big bite.
And the ref's going to check his inside, but I think he might have made it clean. He
did.
did.
And nobody expected that.
Nope.
Gerber on a secondary after the heavy gun breakout, going to coast into that 50 structure, and now he's going to look and put his gun towards that D side, and here comes Elevation, going to get to the tower in the center.
There goes Hal.
Hal Vanta looking for that body, looking for Gerber.
Oh, Elevation loses here their snake corner.
Can't lose those deep guys.
Nope.
This is what we're kind of seeing with Elevation. They
It's a
keep
crazy
losing
field,
one
man.
body here or there, and survivability, of course, one of the biggest things. And this is Paintball, man. You got to keep your bodies alive out there.
What I do like, and it is early in the match, is that every point seems like it's a little different. You know, some of those points, the guys are going up the middle and getting down. Some guys are going through the snake. Sometimes getting out to the Dorito side. So you're not seeing the same thing over and over. Oh, that was Hal getting him. Hal went up to his side and got him.
Takes out Gerber, so Elevation loses another player on that Dorito side.
But Hal's still alive in that center 50.
And he just gets taken out, so.
Sorry, Hal.
Well, Hal trying to make up for that penalty. Looked like he did get that kill, but then he comes off and then another body. So back and forth deaths here as Urina's going to take the walk again against his former teammate, even mid-season. And now 8, so there's still some time left, 8:09, but this is Elevation. Elevation has to win. This is the point right here. You don't want to go down 4. I mean, 3's bad enough as it is.
4-0 though, with just the way they're playing, they're just struggling. You know, two guys
They just
dying
can't,
early.
like you said, they're deep players
Yeah.
are getting taken out, and that's a problem.
And Hal's really the only offensive guy they've got going out there right now.
So we're looking at 2. Yeah, I agree. Which, you know, Hal lost 40 pounds in the offseason, and he came in looking a lot faster. But if Hal vantas your offense, and nothing against Hal, I love Hal. He's a great counterpunch player, and he's a great center player.
And he's actually playing really well out there.
But he can't be the offense. Like, you can't just let Hal
He
try
can't
to
be-
do
he
crazy
can't be your
moves.
only offense.
They need to have more survivability out of their attackers on the most important side of the field, which is this snake side. You can see that move in the center as Hal coming around to try to get Gerber. This is going to be the battle. We're going to see all tournament long as players are going to try to get creative with the routes and lanes here and try to get the drop on their opponent. So again, Hal Vanta can play the game, shredded all that weight, and he's really been trying to put a competitive lineup out there. But it's do or die time right now for Elevation here at this tournament. Sitting at 20th place, somebody's going to get relegated, and they don't want it to be them.
No.
Down there with them though, as you know, and the other guys that they're fighting for their lives, ML Kings, Outlaws. But there's a pretty big gap between the ML Kings and Elevation and the Outlaws and Boom. So it's probably going to be between ML Kings and Elevation.
All right, so Spica gets taken out. Ironmen lose a player on the Dorito side, so they're down 2 bodies. And Dynasty loses their snake corner, but they also have snake 50 right now, Maddie. So
Body coming off for the Ironman, though, as it looks like Golding is going to be taking the walk. And then Damian Ryan, who's staying in that back center, has to switch his gun towards the D side. Here comes Alex Rodriguez and Arturo Andrade as they're running through here, playing aggressive. And Arturo's going to do the spin. He did not pick up that body.
And that's what Dynasty needs to do. If they want to get back in this match, they cannot sit back and dink against the Ironman. Ironman are playing too aggressive, and Dynasty, now that they play their first aggressive point, they get the point.
Well, hey, look, I love the aggression out of both A-Rod but Arturo Andrade really stepping up in that one. He got a little lucky, though, because he came through and he had his gun switched inside, and he was lucky that I think that might have been Reeser as the last player left alive.
He definitely don't want to do that.
He was
with
looking
Trevor.
snake side. Yeah. But he did the spin, caught him, got that extra kill, so a little 3-pack.
I guess the Dynasty guys will be showing up in practice a little bit earlier. The Ironman guys won't be so grumpy next time.
Yeah, well, the Dynasty, Ironman guys were a little angry that they felt that the Ironman, or that the Dynasty guys were scouting their breakouts at their practice.
Yeah.
So
showed up late.
Hey, it's called strategy, bro. It's called strategy. Look it up.
Hey, do your homework, you know?
Do your homework.
Look it up.
Yes.
The
Put your,
Rich
you guys
Telford
got to
plays
embed your spies.
I'm sure you guys did it.
Yeah.
No, Rich used to send me out with the Avalanche guys to get you guys all hammered as if we had to play you guys the next day.
Matt, try to kill him. Try to kill him at the bar, Matt.
That's a true story, by the way.
That is a true story. Yeah, Matt, you can go.
And I remember a few of those nights.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Both of you?
You're both welcome.
Yeah. So now 7:45 to go here in a big hole for Elevation as they lose 2 more bodies. Count that 3 now.
2 left alive for Elevation.
The only thing that they've got right here is they got the 50 snake, and Coach didn't give him a chance to see if he can get 1 or 2.
The DMG wave is breaking on Elevation right now, and they cannot stop it. 5 points in a row here. They're 1 point away from getting Mercy Gold.
I feel bad for Hal.
I do.
It's a terrible feeling right now, trying to put it all together yourself and try to know that you're playing pretty well, and if you could get 2 or 3 other guys to help out, at least you'd be close in that match. I've had that feeling, and it's not great.
Yeah,
Sorry, Hal.
I just talked to him this morning too, and he seemed pretty confident. They do have 3 more games. We have seen teams go lose both of their games on Friday and win both of their games on Saturday. Cough, cough, Infamous, and Infamous has literally done that every single tournament. All 3 tournaments.
That's their move.
They lose their first games. They have not won a game on Friday all year long. And then, lo and behold, Saturday comes around, they wake up, they win their games, and they've been making some Sundays.
Well, by Saturday, they've watched everybody else play, so they got it figured out.
Yeah. So, again, this game is brought to you by Paintball Die Precision. Go to diepaintball.com/M3+. You can see all the new features on the new M3+, the guns that Moscow Red Legion has been using to dominate, and also Ironman just dropped some new team guns as well, too.
Goes
Spica looking
right
fast.
to the snake. So is Dynasty here.
Roddy.
Well, the way that Arturo has played that last point, I definitely spin him again over here.
Yeah, for sure.
You get a 3-pack, you earn the
And
right
he
to
can
play
go,
another
he can go
point.
get Spica right now. I can't now, though. Damien filled in behind him.
Well, they're only down by 3, but they've a little under 6 minutes to work with here. Now double stacking up here on. Here comes Spica as he's going to trade out. No, I don't think he got a shot on Arturo. Oh, and Arturo waves at him, too. Had a little insult to injury here.
And Alex
now,
gave him a few extra.
well, they've been bonus balling each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Ironmen are dropping like flies. Damien Ryan down.
So Dynasty never wanted to just fold over. And Arturo, another good point out of him and A-Rod over here on the Snake side. So a little bit of change of tactics as we had saw a steady dose of Tyler Harmon on the Snake side. And it looks like a nut. So Arturo stacking up some kills here for Dynasty, which is good to see. They needed somebody to kind of say, this is going to be my side of the field. At the last event, that was Tyler.
Yep.
And to have that versatility, to have those different looks, it makes you less scoutable. It's going to make your opponents be on their heels a little bit, trying to figure out, you know, who are you going to put out and where are they going to go? Where am I going to put my lane off that break? So this is good to see out of Arturo as he had that knee injury at the end of last year. He had to fight through that and try to earn some spins. And you know, he was getting an earful a little bit yesterday in practice, and whatever was said is working because he's looking great today.
Well, and for Rusty on a team like Dynasty, when you have so many weapons, when some guy steps out and is like, hey, I'm clearly doing this better than everybody else in this position, it's so nice. You're like, hey, now I've only got to worry about 4 of the spots.
That is very true. As a coach, it's so nice to have somebody step up. It's like, all right, kid, go get him again.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll try to, I'll wrap you. I'll wrap you with these other guys. DMG elevation here. Elevation struggling. DMG just on cruise control. Now, honestly, though, this is bad for DMG, right? Because DMG's obviously not learning much from this game. They're not going to change much up. They're easily beating elevation, so they don't need to make any adjustments. So where other teams like Dynasty and Ironmen right now are having to figure out what their second and their third moves are going to be, DMG's still going to go out to their next match with their first moves. Elevation losing their first player on the Snake side.
Good ground taken from DMG again, but they're going to lose a body here from the Snake side, so that should even up the count. Should be 4-on-4 now.
He's going down, but here comes DMG right back in.
I like this Snake layout that the big guys can get the Snake too. You don't have to be 2 feet tall and 440.
Well, basically, as long as you can make that Aztec in the center, which everyone should be able to, you can get into the Snake. So we're going to see lots of bodies flood into the Snake all event long and also into that center. That D side is, as we've already seen, a little bit of a more slow playing side. Also a lot of bounce shots on that D side of the field.
The gap between Dorito 1 and Dorito 2 is much like the Grand Canyon. It is big and deep and long. Yeah. I walked out the first day, I was like, wow, this is going to be really tough for people to get across.
So DMG just trying to burn some time off the clock. Again, just 1 point away from taking the Mercy Roll win here, and it's even up in the counts 4-on-4. Here comes Gerber. Gerber's looking for it, and he's going to come around, and did he get the trade? Didn't even trade. He stays alive. Beautiful job by Gerber.
I think he shot Hal in the barrel.
Oh, but it looks like he gets clipped out.
He didn't know there's another elevation player up there.
He gets taken out.
That's going to be the war of attrition in that center.
2 elevation players left alive, both in the center of the field.
Well, Boyum comes off from the Snake side. It's a tough death for him. Again, this is when they need to be burning the clock. I think they just see the blood in the water right now for DMG. He's trying to finish this one out. Doesn't always work that way.
One other DMG player. Anybody else?
I only see one. Up. Yep.
Well, now the guy just walked out of his corner. So there's 1 DMG player against 2 elevation players, giving elevation their first chance to win this point.
Point spread is absolutely huge out here. So elevation needs to put some points on the board, even if they do take the loss. Want to keep this one as close as they possibly can.
I just hope that's not Shane Howe.
It's Barrett.
Okay. Because if it was Shane Howe, these guys wouldn't have a chance.
I just think that you like all the guys that are in their 40s, Rich. Wait, are you in your 40s anymore?
He's closer to his 50s.
Sorry, he's trying to kill me with the look right there. Did you see that?
I will remind you both that although I am old, I could toss both of you off of this container.
I won't disagree.
Barrett doing his best to hold it down.
Oh,
he
got
a major. Barrett does hold it down.
Wow.
Nice job, Joe.
Worst case scenario
Gets the
here.
major on the elevation player.
Elevation, as you see, I think that's Kerr over there, just
and he's like,
frustrated.
I didn't get it. I have to go back in the pit.
I love it when they walk off and there's no paint on them anymore. And they're like, Rich, there's no paint on me. You're like, but there was when the ref called that, right? Because I'm assuming there was a hit when he threw that flag. And I know you've got a track record of never, ever wiping a hit. But I'm thinking maybe it fell off on the way over here. Man, A-Rod's got like 50 pods on him.
Yeah,
How is he going up the gut with 50 pods on his
I'm
back?
just shaking my head. Elevation could have put that point on, man. That's frustrating right there.
They gave 3 away in that. Just gave them away.
Now, I don't know if DMG got their Mercy Rule point or if it ended up being a no point, but I think it was just a no point, so we'll reset. It should be 5-0. There's still time on the clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's still time.
And
They'll be starting with a few
They
bodies
was
down.
starting with 4, which is great.
so now the Ironmen
You know,
here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a testament
for it.
though to how hard it is out here, right?
It really
is. Anyone watching at home thinks, "Oh, those elevation guys are terrible at paintball." I guarantee those guys on elevation would peel your scalp.
Oh,
You go out
yeah.
and play them anywhere, anytime, they destroy you. It's just so hard when you get to the top level of any sport, especially one like paintball that's constantly evolving. And those guys work really, really hard, and we kind of feel bad that
Yeah.
they work so hard and they, struggled.
Well, Reb, what's the team count here? I mean, I'm not sure. It could be close to 200 or something like
Yeah.
that. So, okay, so there's 20 top teams here. They're better than all the other 200 teams out here. So, yeah, you may watch them and think, oh, these elevation guys are getting murdered. Well, it's kind of hard here in the pro division. So I think it's easy.
It ain't easy.
Come to World Cup and,
And it
see
happens to
what
good
you're
teams.
made of.
It happens to the top teams, too. You see the top teams get shut out all the time, every once in a while, too.
Impact got mercy ruled by Dynasty at the last event.
Boom.
So,
Mic drop.
And with elevations, the rotation of players, losing players to other teams, it's tough, man.
And that's
Yeah.
it's always been that way. The teams on the bottom struggle to bring in the new talent. They train the new talent. The teams at the top are like, hey, that guy's amazing. You should come play with us. We have more money and better stuff.
Yeah.
And we win.
That's the way it's been.
It's always been that way.
Since I got in
that's never going to
in
change, man.
1928.
Nope.
This is not communist Russia
Yeah,
going
Rab.
in the 80s.
You're not living at home in Russia.
This is
Stalin Rab.
The people with the deep pockets and the best teams with the best players are going to continue to attract
the best
those-
advantages.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Kyle's-
Ironmen think for sure they shot
Arturo.
Arturo going in the snake. Referee's in there giving him a good check. Looks like Arturo's in there. Spick is not happy about that. Ironmen and Dynasty both lose one player.
And
Kyle Harmer
goes
from the
in.
Dorito side.
Arturo's baiting him in, trying to bait him in. They're both mirrored up. Dynasty losing another player in the center.
Dynasty losing some bodies, and here comes maybe a potential trade as
Yep.
Spica going to trade, with Anturo. So Anturo still just doing his job over here.
Ironman losing another player on the Dorito side.
I think it's a 2-on-2 right now. I think it's all the way down to 2-on-2 right now.
Well, definitely 2 left alive as Golding and Damian Ryan are still left alive here for the Ironman.
Against A-Rod and Greenspan, I think.
And A-Rod just made the move in the center, so Greenspan is out not quite all the way wide here on the snake side. He's at the back.
Damian Ryan.
And he's going to go to the little mini cake, the baby bunker out here, smallest bunker on the field. The ones that we can't play anymore. And there are the 2 players on your screen. Damian Ryan back from a little hiatus. And here comes the big move from Ryan Greenspan. I don't think they picked him up. No, Golding definitely saw him go in there. So now Golding is screaming to Damian Ryan to let him know, hey, tuck in a little bit.
Well, and the Ironmen just kind of need to sit back and relax, right? They've got a 2-point lead, 4 minutes left on the clock. They want to win this point, but more importantly, they want to take as much time off this clock as possible. Really putting the pressure on Ryan and Alex to close out. Oh, Damian just got clipped.
I don't think there's going to be much relaxing here. With
Ryan
moving up like
Greenspan
this.
is about to save this one for Dynasty and make this a 1-point match. As, oh no, looks like as Alan Golding was able to get the kill on A-Rod, so now it's a 1-on-1. He's already won one of these already.
I wonder if Ryan can just hit the buzzer. If
he's
he has
so
to go in,
close.
if Alex has to go in, I mean, if
Alan Golding.
Alan has to go in, Ryan's going to get the buzzer, and he does. Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as Alan has to reload, Ryan's going to giddy up.
So we'll see.
Too smart.
We'll see what the call is from the ref. So that you can
Alan's
see.
looking for a hit on him.
Hey, Ryan's trying to sell it. It's exactly what I'd be doing right now.
For sure.
We'll see. Is there going to be a thumbs up? Here, tense moments. This is crucial for San Diego Dynasty. Looking like the thumbs up. I saw a little mini thumbs up.
Yeah, see, now, if he was Swedish instead of Dutch, he would have put a paintball in his hand and walked over and slapped him on the pack and said, look, he's hit right here.
So, I mean, Ryan Greenspan, what a beautiful job. He just won that point for San Diego Dynasty. A-Rod definitely with the assist, even though he did get shot by Golding. But
and it makes it a match now, right?
Well,
now it's a 1-point match.
Yeah.
Now it's exciting.
It looked like Ironmen were just rolling through this one, but Dynasty finally woke up, and now with a little bit of time on the clock, we got ourselves a 1-point game.
Yeah, thank you.
And Dynasty looking like they did at the last event now. So this one's still to be decided, and this is when it gets really frustrated. We've all been on the other side of this, on the Ironman side. You put up a bunch of points on Dynasty. I mean, that team too. I mean, I remember one time we put up, I think we were up 6 points on Dynasty. Now
60 points.
This was back when we had 2 halves and there's a lot more time to work with. But I think we had a 6-point lead, and they ended up coming back in the second half to beat us. And I just sit there afterwards shaking my head like, how did we just let that happen?
How?
There's too much time left.
Yeah.
How can they be so good, and how can we be so bad?
Yeah, everything was going so well.
Who was the coach then? Rich was the coach?
We didn't have coaches.
No, we didn't have a coach then.
It was ruled by anarchy.
He was the captain. No, that was before you even we made you the captain.
Suckers.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to have Rich Telford as your coach, that would just be tough.
I don't need to
That is
imagine,
not-
Rab.
I lived it.
I was there.
I got the scars to prove it.
Like, he's so mean.
Yeah, he's apologized, though, in his old age.
Yeah,
His daughters
yeah.
are making him soft. Oh, so just getting confirmation that the
swing
DMG
point,
game
that penalty.
was a mercy rule win. So Elevation getting skunked out with that 6-0 loss, and that is an unfortunate
the way you wanna
start for
start.
them.
They had a couple little glimmering sparks, right? They did pretty well up the center of the field. They were able to get in the snake. Hal's playing well, so they obviously they have some stuff to work with going into the next match,
Survivability was killing them, man.
especially the back guys like
And barely any offense on the snake side.
I agree.
Hey, a couple things that are happening here this weekend. We got Twitch going on.
Yep.
Go Sports. Rich and I will be out there through the weekend. Big shout out to Nick Slowiak back at home. He's not here.
Having babies.
And everyone back home, back in Asia that's watching this morning, sending out messages. We appreciate you guys out there and everywhere you're watching in the world.
NXL Asia, the Gooch.
Yeah, everyone that's been coming back from those trips have been
It's so
singing
fun.
the praises.
They take such good care of you, and they're just such nice people. And their enthusiasm for paintball regenerates you. You're like, you're right. There are people who just love paintball. They don't want anything other than just to love paintball.
So 3 minutes and 36 seconds left to go. And Turo getting the spin over here again on the snake side, but both teams losing a body here. Trevor Reeser comes off, and
Big
it looks
point
like
for Dynasty.
Marcelo comes off as well. No,
Huge
Ryan
point-
Greenspan.
Huge point for Dynasty here.
So Ryan Greenspan taking the walk. They just 4-on-4 and better field position with Spica alive for the Ironmen.
A-Rod behind Spica, Damian Ryan behind. Oh, sorry. Damian Ryan behind Spica, A-Rod behind.
But here goes A-Ride
Andre.
into the center structure.
Oh, they're throwing the pods at the bunker trick. You see that?
Yeah.
Spica threw a full pod, hit the bunker, hoping they were going to try to come get him.
It does work every 50th time,
Yes.
so that's why people
Every
keep
great
doing
once
it.
in a while. And the important thing is when it does work, you get to make the other guy look like a retard.
Oh, does he get him?
It bounced him. I think it went right through his headband.
Ooh, and
Lucky.
ooh, Alex Rodriguez living on the
No, you
edge
did
there
shoot
in
him,
the center.
Spica, but if it doesn't break, it doesn't count. Bounces don't count.
Dynasty still needs that 1 point. Now 2:40 on the clock. And here comes Arturo, who's hovering around 10 kills. Not sure what it is right now, but it was at 10. Now he does a little head check and wrap, and now posted up left-handed here. Spica does have a body behind him, but that body is shooting towards the D side.
Dynasty's got 3 players on the 50 now, Matt. They've got one in the center, Alex in the center 50. I think it's Tyler in the Doritos, on the Doritos side. So they're in position here to win this point. They've got a little over 2 minutes left.
Marcelo repositions as he gets out a little bit wider on that D side, gets to the Aztec.
Ironman move up to Dorito 2.
Spica is the one that's holding all.
Oh, they take out A-Rod.
A-Rod takes the early walk.
And then Arturo and Spica are going to trade for, I feel like, the 4th time over here.
And Damien punishes Arturo for it. So Dynasty dropped 2, Ironman dropped 1, giving Ironman an advantage here. They have a 1-point lead, less than 2 minutes left, and they're up 1 body in this match with nobody on the snake side of the field for the Ironman. For Dynasty. Damian Ryan's on the snake side for the Ironman. He's in a control position. He can just sit over here. Oh, here goes Tyler Harmon down the Doritos side of the field.
Tyler Harmon rolling the dice over there on the attack, and we'll see if he can get that move clean. He does take out Thomas Kim, but
And at the same time, Marcelo uses that move to fill from corner to corner. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation with Marcelo.
2-on-1.
No, there's 2 Ironmen, I believe. Oh, it's
2-on-1 in
Yeah,
favor
sorry.
of the Ironman,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought Tyler was still alive.
So here comes, now Golding is going to move up here to the
This is where, for
50-yard line.
Rusty, he has to make a
D-side.
decision. If Marcelo
Kill
isn't
it.
going to move, he needs to kill it.
Kill it.
He needs to, like, seriously save the time here. If
You
Marcelo
can't
doesn't
fight
get
out of
moving
that
here,
bunker. You can't fight out of that
Save the
little corner
time.
bunker. And in 2-on-1, there's no way.
he's thinking about
Well,
it, Rusty.
he fought out of that
Oh.
bunker,
Yeah.
and now he's trying to get an angle. He's going to go and
He's
ghost
not
out into
getting
the
that corner.
open area, and he's not going to be able to stay alive. There's nothing he can do. Now they can see the point, so they're going to be down by 2 with just under a minute to go.
That's where if Rusty looks back at it at a minute 20, he
Between
got
the-
a lot of confidence, Marcel, but at this point,
But
it's 2-on-1.
between those
gotta
2
go.
points,
Well, let's check in with the 4th member of our broadcast team while we argue about Rusty and calling conceding the points.
Yeah.
Lauren, how you doing this morning?
Thanks, I'm doing good. Maddie, I'm here with Shane Howe and Joe Barrett of DMG. Congratulations on that first win. You guys mercy ruled against Elevation. Now, Shane, you're a veteran in this sport. You guys have a tough bracket. You're going to play Dynasty later today, Heat and Ironmen tomorrow. So obviously that first match went really well for you, but what are you thinking about the rest of prelims for DMG?
It's a good warm-up match, and the good thing is we get to watch a couple of the other teams play today. So the teams we're playing tomorrow, and then obviously Dynasty played right now, so we scouted them. But Elevation, yeah, they came out. They were really heavy up the middle, and we just kind of counted on that and shot a lot of guys after they set up. So.
Joe, you have been playing in the pro bracket for a couple years now. We've seen you get spins with Damage. You're becoming a leader for DMG. Leading into this weekend, how were you guys feeling about this specific field layout?
We felt very confident, Lauren. This is a layout that suits our style very well. You can play slow, methodical pocket paintball. You can shoot a lot of paint. We got really good practice in with our practice partner, Edmonton Impact, as well as Uprising. So we got a few different looks on the layout, saw a lot of different styles that it can play, and we were feeling very good and prepared at the end.
It's always helpful to play teams like that. Well, congrats on your first win. Looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Yeah, considering they are in the bracket of death, and I understand what you were saying, Rich, and that's a good point, that they didn't really get, well, yes, it was a warm-up match, but they had nothing to fix.
But I think
so now they're going to go into these top teams.
What they just said about playing that little throw-together team Impact, by practicing them all weekend, I think they're okay. I don't think.
Well, DMG gets their brother
right,
team.
but
So.
but you know, I didn't know if they were practicing or not, because obviously sometimes Impact's going to want to practice another team to get a different look depending on the layout.
True,
But
that's
if
true.
they're practicing Impact, then they're probably making those adjustments just fine.
Yeah. So again, just to put up a 6-0 against the bottom-ranked team that you're going to play when having to play all these ridiculously high-ranked teams in Heat and Dynasty. I mean, it's going to be a tough bracket. So yeah, best case scenario for DMG. Tough situation that confronts San Diego Dynasty right now, as they are now down by 2 with a little bit under a minute to go. I think it was about 59 seconds, maybe 58 left on that clock, and a timeout has been called. So Todd's got a little huddle going on, trying to get a hold play here, maybe with a little bit of offense mixed in. I think that's definitely going to be the move.
Yeah, and so, we got a couple seconds here. Does that move go through the middle? Does that move go through the snake? Because you've basically got to score 2 points, one each point in 45 seconds, right? So you can't just sit back and dink them out and hope for the best. And if you get to the snake and you get blown through, if they're in the middle, it's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you can go through flying V on this field either.
Well, Dynasty is one of the best in the business, so an even minute left to go. And Dynasty is one of the best in the business at the staggered attack. Year after year after year, we've seen them in these situations prevail. So, it's going to be up to them. See if they can do it. Here goes the Ironmen.
2,
Bodies are falling off.
3
bodies have come off now for the Ironmen. So best case scenario for San Diego Dynasty. No bodies have dropped for Dynasty. They're at
4.
the 50-yard line. It is looking like they're going to score a quick point here if they can just get a shot on Damian Ryan. They got to find him. He's at the back can in the center of the field. And precious seconds, though, ticking off the clock as they're trying to close the gap here and
3
figure
on 1,
out
they got to go.
where these bodies are.
Arturo needs to get going here.
And they're finally going to get that shot on him, but they need to sprint in and hit that buzzer. As there goes A-Rod. Just a little tiny bit tentative, not knowing if they had killed everyone.
17 seconds, man. 16 seconds. They're not going to have enough time.
Now, Rich, I've heard you say that before.
No, I've never been wrong. I've never been wrong.
The exact
Just
words.
shut your mouths.
This will never happen.
You realize this is being filmed. This is being filmed.
I've never been more confident about anything
Rich,
in my life.
this has been being filmed, just like those other ones.
What? You guys are recording this
We need to go back and make a collage of Rich being like, that's it, this game's over.
Yeah.
Done.
Done. And boom.
Bring me my water. Oh, there's more time left? I don't understand how this works.
So, yes, there are only 17 seconds around that amount of time left here.
I would have lost money on the Russian game.
Yeah.
And I would have lost money at ICC that random dudes can beat out top pro teams in the woods. I would have lost money.
Yeah, so it looks like Arturo has been putting on a kill count clinic out here on the Snake side, which is just great to see out of a guy that's been struggling to get consistent playing time on one of the best teams in the world, and Dynasty needed someone to step up and play on this Snake side, and it looks like for this event maybe it's going to be Arturo Andrade because he's I think 4 kills away from maybe potentially tying the record.
Well, and if the Ironman
set by
dudes
Jerry
were cool,
Carl a couple years ago.
If the Ironman guys were cool, he'd let him get that, right? Like, listen, you get your kills, we'll win the match. It's good for everybody.
I mean,
that's what
sure.
I would do.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they are, though.
I don't think they're going to.
Well, it's easier. Then you're like, yeah, well, we let him shoot us, bro.
Yeah.
We won the match.
No, again, the Ironmen, it's been a while, like a long time, Glaciers age, since they have won a tournament. And, talking to those guys, they like the layout, they like the lineup, and they really want to get a victory out here. It would be really big to put Dynasty down in this first game, considering that the Ironmen are also in this bracket of death, and they also have to play Houston Heat.
Well, and the guys
in this next match.
They just wanted to do it for Damian. They were just like, listen, man, we felt like there was this huge hole in the team while he was gone, and now that he's here, he's going to carry us to the finals. That's what most of the guys told me.
So all you're saying all they needed was just to get Damian back.
They just needed some Damian. They just need a little Damian up in there.
No comment.
Well, they still got a lot of paintball to play. We will see. Damian's been looking pretty good out here, though.
And the true test for these tournaments is it's not how well you play, it's how well you can adapt throughout the weekend to how everyone else is playing, right? So
Absolutely.
they're playing really well right now, but what they've got to do is be able to play at a higher level than everybody else Sunday afternoon. Big breakout for Dynasty, right to the 50 snake.
10 seconds.
And they're flooding down the field to see if they can do it
Yeah.
here. It's going to be
Nope.
difficult as they need one. We'll see. Look for a major penalty potentially on either squad for a swing point.
Oh, God, they just punished
gave
A-Rod.
extra on A-Rod.
Oh, he's punishing. Oh,
And he
he's
just gave
punishing
extra
Alex.
to Ryan.
Spica's not playing around.
Yeah, Spicco is just putting out the pain in the center of the field. And so it looks like I don't see any flags. A couple refs started to go for their flags there at the
Spica
end.
was punishing him. And honestly, that's one of the cool things about paintball is you can be a little dude and you can put it on the big dudes.
Yeah, it's the gun's the great equalizer. It
Oh,
does
you're a tough
not
guy, huh?
matter how
You're a
big
tough
you
guy,
are.
huh? Well, guess what? I have a finger too.
So
What guy?
Look at Spot.
Oh, look.
Look at Kyle. Look at Kyle. Get Kyle on film. Get Kyle on film.
is that Kyle's new signature celebration right there? I think he just took his head wrap up and did a little.
G-string with
I'm
it.
not yeah. Was that the male stripper dance? Did Kyle pick up a new profession, making some extra money on the
Well,
side?
he's always been in
You
good
should
shape.
stick to paintball.
It looks like he's been practicing that. And I don't know if we got that on camera. Maybe if they get another win, we
hope
might be
so.
able to see it again.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
thought that might have been directed at specifically at one or two of the Dynasty guys.
Well, hey, a pretty big upset here. Yeah, Kyle Spica's playing against his former squad. Kyle Spica was the hero at the World Cup victory that Dynasty had 3 years ago, and then
is that their last win?
No, their last one was 17 Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
2000. Yep.
There it is.
There it is. Kyle Spica doing the Chippendales signature celebration at the end.
Look-a-doo.
That's creative, Kyle. I like
That's
it.
good camera work right
Yeah,
there.
he's pretty ripped too. He should have taken his shirt off for that one.
Settle down.
We'll watch-
Settle down, big guys. It's
We'll
gonna be a
watch-
long weekend. I'm gonna need you to pace yourself,
We'll
okay?
watch-
Sorry, I just get excited sometimes, Rick.
Just take it off.
Well, we'll watch these teams do the handshake now and see how that goes for them.
Well, let's go check in with Lauren.
Hey guys, thanks so much. I'm here with Damian Ryan. Congratulations and welcome back. It's good to see you back on the pro field. How did this all go down coming back here?
It's been fun. I took some time off. Di and the Ironmen team was really cool with me, kind of focusing on myself and just kind of recharging. And I'm glad to be back part of the team. And we came in swinging. Got something to prove. And I think we came on first match and did that a little bit. We hope to continue that.
Talk to me a little bit about Ironmen. Obviously, this whole season they've had a great roster. I'm sure you were watching the tournaments back home. What were some of the things you were seeing at home that needed to be worked on that maybe you brought to the team coming back for this tournament?
Not necessarily that I brought it back. I think just a lot of little things that, experience brings. Just communication, it's kind of the anchor of helping everyone play together a little bit better. Just the little mistakes I think was missing. It's not necessarily me, but everyone kind of tightened it up today, and hopefully we'll continue that.
What were some of the things that when you first saw this field layout, you guys noticed right away going into this tournament? The play always changes from Friday morning to Sunday afternoon, but what were some of the key components to this field layout that you guys practiced?
I think we just realized it's a very aggressive field. There's a lot of big stuff across the middle, so it's worth putting the gas to them a little bit to see and test the guns at the beginning of the day in the tournament.
Awesome. Well, it was great watching you. Great to have you back.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, guys. More after the break.